It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult. Seneca. This quote means that things often seem complicated because we're afraid to try, not because they're too difficult. Let's break it down with a simple example. Imagine you want to learn how to ride a bike. At first, it looks scary and complicated. You might think, that's too hard for me. But the real reason it seems so difficult is that you have yet to try. Once you gather your courage and give it a shot, you'll find that with practice, it's not as complicated as you thought. You can apply this idea in everyday life. Here's how this idea applies to everyday life. 1. Making new friends. You might think talking to new people is hard because you're shy, but if you take a deep breath and say hello, you'll often find that others are friendly and happy to chat. 2. Trying a new hobby. Maybe you've wanted to paint but thought you needed to be more talented. The truth is, you will know once you pick up a brush and try. Once you start, you might surprise yourself with what you can create. 3. Speaking up in class. Raising your hand to answer a question can feel scary, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. Your classmates and teacher will appreciate your input. 4. Asking for help. Sometimes we don't ask for help because we fear looking silly, but most people are happy to lend a hand, and getting help can make challenging tasks much easier. 5. Learning a new skill at work. A new task might initially seem overwhelming. However, it's likely manageable if you approach it step by step and ask questions. 6. Trying a new food. You might think you will only like a new dish if you taste it, but if you're brave enough to bite, you might discover a new favorite meal. 7. Fixing something around the house. A broken appliance might look too complicated, but if you look up some instructions and try them, you can solve the problem yourself. The main point is that our fear often makes things seem more challenging than they are. When we find the courage to face challenges, we usually discover we're capable of more than we thought. It's not that the task itself is too complicated. Our hesitation makes it feel that way. So remember this quote. Next time you face something that seems harsh, please take a deep breath, be brave, and try it. You might be surprised at what you can achieve when you dare to start. It does not matter how many books you have, but how good the books are. Seneca. This quote means that the quality of the books you read is more important than how many books you have. Let's break it down with some simple examples. Imagine you have a bookshelf at home. Many books might look impressive, but they're useless if you don't enjoy or learn from them. It's better to have a few books you love that teach you new things. Here's how this idea applies to everyday life. 1. School library. A big library looks great, but if the books are old or boring, students will only learn a little. A smaller collection of interesting, up-to-date books could be more helpful. 2. Reading for fun. Reading one exciting story that you can't put down is better than forcing yourself through 10 books you don't like. 3. Studying for a test. Having all your textbooks doesn't guarantee good grades. Focusing on 1 or 2 that explain things well is often more helpful than trying to read everything. 4. Cooking. A few reliable cookbooks with recipes you love are better than a shelf full of fancy cookbooks you never use. 5. Self-help. Reading one self-help book that speaks to you and helps you improve your life is more valuable than buying many self-help books but never applying their advice. 6. Children's books. For kids, a few books they love to read over and over are more critical for developing a love of reading than having tons of books they ignore. 7. Work manuals. At a job, one clear, well-written manual explaining tasks is more valuable than many confusing or outdated guides. The main point is that it's about something other than showing off how many books you own. Finding books you enjoy, learn from, and use in life matters. Quality beats quantity when it comes to books and reading. So next time you're thinking about books, remember this quote. Focus on finding valuable books rather than just trying to collect as many as possible. The less we deserve good fortune, the more we hope for it. Seneca. This quote suggests that people who feel they haven't earned good things often hope for them the most. It's about how we sometimes want things we don't deserve. Let's break this down with some everyday examples. 1. Lottery tickets. People who struggle with money often buy many lottery tickets. They know the chances of winning are tiny, but they hope for a big change in their luck. This hope is stronger because they feel they have few chances to earn money in other ways. 2. Dating. Someone who feels they're not very attractive might daydream more about meeting a movie star or model. They know it's unlikely, but the hope feels good, especially if they think they don't deserve a normal relationship. 3. Job hunting. A person who didn't do well in school might hope for a high-paying job more than someone with good grades. They know they might not qualify, but the hope of getting lucky is strong. 4. Sports tryouts. A kid who has not practiced much might try extra hard to make the team. They know others have worked harder, but they still dream of being chosen. 5. Contests. People who don't usually win things often enter many contests. The hope of finally getting lucky is exciting, even if they don't think they deserve to win. 6. Social media fame. Someone who feels ordinary might spend much time hoping their posts will go viral. They dream of sudden fame, even if they haven't done anything special to earn it. 7. Unexpected gifts. People who can't afford to buy nice things for themselves might hope more for surprise presents. The idea of getting something good just because is extra appealing. This quote tells us something important about how people think and feel. First, it shows that hope is a powerful thing. Even when we don't think we deserve good things, we can still dream about them. This hope can be good because it helps us stay positive, but it can also be tricky if it stops us from working to earn things. Second, it hints at how we judge ourselves. Sometimes we're too hard on ourselves, thinking we don't deserve good things. This can make us rely more on luck or outside help than our efforts. Third, it suggests that people who have worked hard for things might hope less for sudden good fortune. They might feel more in control of their lives and less needy of unexpected luck. Lastly, it points out a funny thing about human nature. We often want what we think we can't have, even more than what we can earn. This can lead to daydreaming about big changes instead of making minor, real improvements. In everyday life, this idea shows up in many ways. A student who didn't study might hope for a surprise easy test more than one who prepared well. Someone who hasn't saved money might dream more about a surprise inheritance than someone with a solid savings plan. A person who hasn't taken care of their health might hope for a miracle cure more than someone who eats well and exercises. It's important to remember that while hoping for good things is natural, it shouldn't replace effort and hard work. Instead of just hoping for good luck, we can 1. Set realistic goals and work towards them step by step. 2. Appreciate the good things we already have in our lives. 3. Recognize our worth and the good things we deserve. 4. Balance dreaming big with taking small, practical actions. 5. Learn from others who have earned the things we want. Understanding this quote can help us think about our hopes and actions. Dreaming of good fortune is okay, but working on deserving the good things we want is also essential. This balance can lead to a happier, more satisfying life. True satisfaction often comes from earning something through effort, not just getting lucky. While it's fun to hope for unexpected good things, it's even better to work towards making good things happen in our lives. One of the most beautiful qualities of true friendship is to understand and to be understood. Seneca. This quote is about what makes a real friendship special. It says that understanding your friend and having them know you is one of the best parts of friendship. Let's break this down with some everyday examples. 1. School friends. Imagine you're having a bad day at school. Your best friend can tell something's wrong just by looking at you. They listen to you and know exactly how to cheer you up. That's understanding each other. 2. Sharing jokes. You and your friend have inside jokes that no one else gets. You can make each other laugh with just a look or a word. This shows how well you understand each other's sense of humor. 3. Giving advice. When you have a problem, your faithful friend knows what to say. They understand your personality and can give advice that really fits you, not just general tips. 4. Comfortable silence. With a good friend, you don't always need to talk. You can sit together quietly and still feel close. This comfort comes from understanding each other deeply. 5. Accepting differences. Even when you and your friend disagree, you can see things from each other's point of view. You understand why they feel the way they do, even if you think differently. 6. Sharing feelings. When something exciting happens, your true friend is genuinely happy for you. They understand your dreams and celebrate your successes as if they were theirs. 7. Support in tough times. A real friend knows when you need a hug, when you need to talk, or when you need someone to sit with you. They understand your needs without you having to explain. The main idea here is that true friendship goes beyond just hanging out or having fun together. It's about really knowing and accepting each other. When you understand your friends, you know what makes them happy, sad, or angry. You can support them in the best way possible. And when your friend understands you, you feel accepted for who you are. This kind of understanding in friendship is special because it makes you feel less alone in the world. You can be yourself without fear of judgment. It helps you learn more about yourself through your friend's eyes. It creates a strong bond that can last even when you're apart. In our everyday life, this understanding might look like know your friend's favorite thing and surprise them with it when they're sad. Being able to tell when your friend is upset, even if they're trying to hide it. Remember important details about your friend's life and ask about them. Standing up for your friend because you understand their values and beliefs. To build this kind of friendship, you can 1. Listen carefully when your friend talks. 2. Ask questions to learn more about their thoughts and feelings. 3. Share your own thoughts and feelings honestly. 4. Spend time together in different situations to understand each other better. 5. Be patient and kind, even when it's hard to understand each other. Remember, this deep understanding in friendship doesn't happen overnight. It grows over time as you share experiences and open up to each other. But when you find a friend who truly understands you and who you understand in return, it's one of the most valuable relationships you can have. If one does not know to which port one is sailing, no wind is favorable. Seneca. This quote is about the importance of having a clear goal in life. It's saying that if you don't know where you're going, it doesn't matter what opportunities come your way. You will need to learn how to use them. Think of life like a boat journey. You're the captain, and the wind represents the opportunities and circumstances in your life. If you don't have a destination in mind, your goal, even the strongest wind, best opportunities won't get you anywhere meaningful. Let's look at some everyday examples. 1. Career path. Choosing suitable classes or training is hard if you need to know what job you want. But when you have a clear career goal, every course and experience becomes a step towards your dream. 2. Saving money. Spending carelessly without a specific savings goal like buying a house or traveling is easy, but with a clear financial target, every dollar saved feels like progress. 3. Fitness journey. If you say, "I want to get fit," without a specific goal, you might give up easily. However, each workout becomes purposeful if you aim to run a 5K or lift a certain weight. 4. Learning a skill. Starting to learn something new, like a language or instrument, can feel overwhelming. However, your practice becomes more focused and rewarding when you set a goal, like having a conversation or playing a specific song. 5. Relationships. You need to know what you want in a partner to save time in unfulfilling relationships. But with a clear idea of your values and needs, you can build meaningful connections. Here's why having a clear goal is so powerful. It gives you direction. You know where to focus your energy and efforts. It motivates you. Seeing progress towards your goal keeps you going when things get tough. It helps you make decisions. You can easily tell which opportunities will help you and which might distract you. It makes you resilient. Setbacks are easier to handle when you know they're just part of the journey to your goal. Remember, your goals can change over time, and that's okay. The important thing is always to have a destination in mind. It doesn't have to be a huge, life-changing goal. Even small, short-term goals can give your days purpose and direction. So, ask yourself, what's your port? Where do you want to go in life? Career, relationships, or personal growth? Once you have an answer, you'll find opportunities you never noticed. And when they do, you'll know how to use them to move forward. Don't drift aimlessly through life. Set your course, adjust your sails, and let every favorable wind push you towards your dreams. Your journey might only sometimes be smooth, but with a clear destination, every experience becomes a valuable part of your adventure. Remember, the most successful and fulfilled people in life are those who know where they're going. They turn challenges into opportunities and use every experience to learn and grow. You have that same power within you. All you need to do is decide where to go and start steering your ship in that direction. True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. Seneca. This powerful quote reminds us that real happiness comes from living in the moment instead of worrying about what's next. Let's explore this idea in a way that speaks to teenagers and adults. Imagine your life is like a beautiful garden. True happiness is enjoying the flowers, trees, and sunshine without constantly checking your phone to see what's happening later. It's about finding joy in what's happening today, rather than always looking ahead to tomorrow. Here are some everyday examples to bring this idea to life. 1. Family dinner. Instead of thinking about work tomorrow, savor the taste of your food and the laughter around the table. That's living in the present. 2. Watching a sunset. Rather than rushing to post the perfect photo on social media, take a moment to see the colors and feel the peace. That's true happiness. 3. Learning a new skill. Focus on the joy of progress, not just the end goal. Enjoy the process of getting better, step by step. 4. Spending time with friends. Be fully there in the conversation instead of wondering about your plans for next week. The connection you feel now is what matters. 5. Working on a project. Find satisfaction in doing your best work now rather than stressing about the outcome. The journey is just as important as the destination. Why is this idea so important? It reduces stress. When we're not constantly worrying about the future, we feel more relaxed and at peace. It increases gratitude. Focusing on the present helps us appreciate the good things we have right now. It improves relationships. Being present with others makes our connections deeper and more meaningful. It boosts creativity. We can think more creatively when our minds aren't cluttered with future worries. Living this way doesn't mean ignoring the future completely. It's about finding a balance. Plan for tomorrow, but don't let those plans steal the joy from today. Here's how you can practice this in your daily life. 1. Start your day with a moment of gratitude. What's good about today, right now? 2. During meals, really taste your food. Notice the flavors and textures. 3. When talking with someone, give them your full attention. Listen deeply. 4. Take short, mindfulness breaks throughout the day. Just breathe and notice what's around you. 5. Before bed, reflect on the positive moments from your day, no matter how small. Remember, life isn't just about reaching goals. It's about enjoying the path that takes you there. Each day is a gift filled with moments of potential happiness. Please take advantage of them because you're too focused on what's ahead. By learning to enjoy the present, you're not just making today better, you're building a lifetime of true happiness. The future will come no matter what, so why not enjoy the beauty of now? Your life is happening right here, right now. What amazing moment will you notice and enjoy today? A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. Seneca. This powerful quote reminds us that challenges and difficulties in life aren't just obstacles. They're opportunities for growth and improvement. Let's dive into what this means for all of us, whether we're teenagers just starting our journey or adults with years of experience. Think of yourself as a rough diamond. You have potential, but to really shine, you need some polishing. In life, the polishing comes from the hard times we face and overcome. Here are some everyday examples to bring this idea to life. 1. Learning a new skill. The frustration of making mistakes is what helps you improve. Each error teaches you something valuable. 2. Sports training. The aches and pains from practice shape you into a stronger, more skilled athlete. 3. Tough school assignments. Struggling with difficult homework expands your mind and builds problem-solving abilities. 4. Job challenges. Dealing with a demanding boss or a tricky project is developing your professional skills and resilience. 5. Relationship conflicts. Working through disagreements with friends or family helps you become more understanding and communicative. 6. Financial setbacks. Learning to manage money after a financial mistake can make you wiser and more responsible with your finances. 7. Health challenges. Recovering from an illness or injury often leads to a greater appreciation for health and a commitment to better self-care. Why is this perspective so important? It builds resilience. When you see challenges as opportunities, you become more robust in facing ups and downs. It promotes growth. Embracing difficulties pushes you to learn, adapt, and become a better version of yourself. It fosters a positive outlook. Instead of being discouraged by problems, you see them as stepping stones to success. It increases self-confidence. Overcoming trials proves you can handle challenging situations. Here's how you can apply this wisdom in your daily life. 1. When facing a challenge, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? 2. Celebrate small victories as you overcome obstacles. They're signs of your growth. 3. Share your experiences with others. Your trials might inspire someone else. 4. Keep a growth journal to track your improvement through difficult times. 5. Be bold in new experiences even if they seem daunting. They're opportunities to polish yourself. Remember, Every successful person you admire has faced their share of trials. It's not about avoiding difficulties, but how you respond to them. Each challenge you face is like a skilled artisan, carefully polishing your rough edges and revealing your true potential. Life isn't always easy, but it's through these challenges that we discover our strength, creativity, and resilience. Embrace the friction. It's turning you into the gem you're meant to be. So, the next time you face a difficult situation, take a deep breath and think, "This is my chance to shine brighter." We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. Seneca, this insightful quote reminds us that our fears and worries often cause us more distress than actual events. The stories we tell ourselves can be more harmful than real-life situations. Let's explore this idea in a way that speaks to young adults and more experienced individuals. Imagine your mind as a movie theater. Often we see scary films about what might go wrong, but in reality, life usually turns out to be a gentler show. Our imagination can be a powerful force, sometimes working overtime to create worst-case scenarios that rarely come true. Let's look at some everyday examples to bring this concept to life. 1. Public speaking. Many people fear this more than death. Your mind might picture a crowd laughing or booing, but in reality, audiences are usually supportive and want you to succeed. 2. Job interviews. You might imagine fumbling every question, but most interviewers are just looking for a competent, friendly person, which you likely are. 3. First dates. Your imagination might run wild with embarrassing scenarios, but most dates end up being pleasant conversations, even if there's no romantic spark. 4. Medical checkups. Many avoid these for fear of bad news, but regular checkups often prevent serious issues and provide peace of mind. 5. Trying new things. Whether it's a new hobby or traveling alone, our minds can conjure up all sorts of potential disasters, yet these experiences usually end up being rewarding and fun. 6. Asking for help. We might imagine people will think less of us, but most are happy to assist and often admire the courage it takes to ask. 7. Sharing creative work. Fear of criticism might hold you back, but most people appreciate and encourage creative efforts. Why is understanding this concept so crucial? It reduces anxiety. Recognizing that our fears are often exaggerated can help calm our nerves. It encourages action. When we realize our worries are often unfounded, we're more likely to take positive life steps. It improves mental health. Spending less time worrying about imaginary problems leads to better overall well-being. It enhances relationships. When we're less caught up in our fears, we're more present and open with others. It boosts confidence. Realizing we've overcome imagined obstacles before gives us the courage to face new challenges. Here's how you can apply this wisdom in your daily life. 1. Reality check. When you're worried, ask yourself, is this a real problem? Or am I imagining worst-case scenarios? 2. Keep a worry journal. Write down your fears, then look back later to see how many actually came true. You'll likely find it's a small percentage. 3. Practice mindfulness. Stay grounded in the present moment instead of getting lost in anxious thoughts about the future. 4. Seek perspective. Talk to friends or family about your concerns. They often provide a more balanced view. 5. Challenge your thoughts. When you catch yourself imagining negative outcomes, consciously think of positive possibilities too. 6. Take small steps. Gradually face your fears in manageable ways. You'll often find the reality is less scary than you imagined. 7. Learn from experience. Reflect on past situations where your fears were unfounded. Use these as reminders when new worries arise. It's important to note that this quote doesn't dismiss all fears. Some concerns are valid and help keep us safe. The key is learning to distinguish between helpful caution and unnecessary worry. Remember, your mind is a powerful tool, but it needs guidance. Just as we choose what movies to watch, we can learn to choose which thoughts to focus on. By understanding that our imagination often exaggerates threats, we can approach life with more courage and optimism. This means paying attention to potential risks and preparing for challenges. Instead, it's about balancing being prepared and not letting imaginary fears hold you back from living fully. Consider how much energy and time you might spend on worries that never materialize. What could you accomplish if you redirected that energy towards your goals and dreams? How much more could you enjoy life if you weren't constantly bracing for imagined disasters? By recognizing the power of our imagination and learning to manage it, we can free ourselves from unnecessary suffering. We can approach life's challenges with a more precise, calmer mind, ready to deal with reality, not as we fear it might be. So the next time you find yourself in a spiral of worry, take a deep breath and remind yourself, I've overcome imagined obstacles before, and I can do it again. What amazing opportunities might open up when you step past the barriers in your mind. Your reality is waiting to be lived, full of possibilities that your fears might be hiding. What beautiful experiences will you open yourself to today by choosing reality over imagination? It's not because things are difficult that we dare not venture. It's because we dare not venture that they are difficult. Seneca. This powerful quote flips our usual thinking about challenges and bravery. It suggests that things don't seem difficult because they genuinely are, but because we're hesitant to try them. Let's explore this idea in a way that speaks to young adults and more experienced individuals. Imagine life as a vast, unexplored territory. The most difficult areas are those we have yet to dare to step into. Our hesitation makes them appear challenging, not necessarily their inherent nature. Here are some everyday examples to bring this concept to life. 1. Learning a new skill. Learning to code or play an instrument might take a lot of work before you start, but once you dare to begin, you often find it's more manageable than you imagined. 2. Public speaking. Many people fear this more than death, but those who venture into it often discover it's not as terrifying as they thought, and they improve quickly with practice. 3. Starting a business. The idea of entrepreneurship can seem overwhelming, but many who take the leap find that while it's challenging, it's also exciting and rewarding in ways they couldn't have imagined. 4. Traveling solo. The thought of exploring a new country alone might seem daunting, but those who try it often find it's an empowering and enriching experience. 5. Changing careers. Switching to a new field can seem difficult, but many who dare to do it discover they have transferable skills and adapt more quickly than expected. 6. Having difficult conversations. Addressing conflicts or expressing feelings can seem complicated, but often, once we start talking, we find relief and understanding. 7. Fitness goals. Running a marathon or lifting weights might seem impossible initially, but those who start training often surprise themselves with what they can achieve. Why is understanding this concept so important? It encourages action. Realizing that our perception of difficulty often comes from inaction can motivate us to take that first step. It builds confidence. As we venture into new territories and succeed, we build faith in our abilities to handle challenges. It expands our comfort zone. By daring to try new things, we continuously grow and expand our capabilities. It reduces fear. Understanding that things often seem more complex than they are can help us approach challenges with less anxiety. It promotes growth. This mindset encourages us to continuously learn and evolve rather than staying in our comfort zones. Here's how you can apply this wisdom in your daily life. 1. Start small. Choose one thing that seems difficult and take a small step towards it. You'll often find it's easier than you thought. 2. Reframe challenges. Instead of seeing difficulties as barriers, view them as opportunities for growth and learning. 3. Practice courage. Make it a habit to do one thing that scares you daily or weekly. Over time, you'll find fewer things that seem difficult. 4. Learn from others. Talk to people who have done what you find difficult. Their experiences can provide valuable insights and encouragement. 5. Visualize success. Instead of imagining how something could go wrong, picture yourself successfully navigating the challenge. 6. Break it down. If something seems too complicated, break it into smaller, more manageable steps. 7. Celebrate attempts. Recognize that the act of venturing is a success, regardless of the outcome. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. Every successful person has faced moments of doubt and difficulty. The difference is they dared to venture despite these feelings. This quote also reminds us that our perceptions shape our reality. By changing how we view challenges, seeing them as opportunities rather than obstacles, we can change our experiences and outcomes. It's important to note that this doesn't mean everything will be accessible once you try. Some ventures will indeed be challenging, but by daring to start, you give yourself the chance to succeed, learn, and grow. So the next time you find yourself thinking, "That's too difficult for me," challenge that thought. Ask yourself, is it really too difficult, or am I just afraid to try? You might be surprised at what you can achieve when you dare to venture. What seemingly difficult thing have you been avoiding? How might your perception change if you took that first brave step? Remember, the path to your goals and dreams opens up not when things become easy, but when you dare to begin the journey. It is a rough road that leads to the heights of greatness. Seneca. This powerful quote reminds us that achieving great things often requires overcoming significant challenges. Let's explore this idea in a way that speaks to both young adults just starting their journey and more experienced individuals on the path for a while. Imagine life as a mountain climb. The peak represents your goals and dreams. The smooth, easy paths might be pleasant, but they rarely reach the summit. It's the steep, rocky trails that take you to the top. Here are some everyday examples to bring this concept to life. 1. Education, late night studying, challenging assignments, and tough exams are the rough road leading to knowledge and qualifications. 2. Career success, long hours, difficult projects, and sometimes failure are often part of the journey to professional achievement. 3. Athletic accomplishment. Many athletes walk to reach their peak performance through grueling training sessions, injuries, and losses. 4. Entrepreneurship. Failed attempts, financial struggles, and countless rejections often precede a successful business venture. 5. Artistic mastery. Years of practice, criticism, and self-doubt are common experiences on the way to creating great art. 6. Personal growth. Confronting fears, breaking bad habits, and pushing outside your comfort zone are challenging but lead to significant personal development. 7. Relationship building. Working through conflicts, practicing patience, and learning to communicate effectively are the rough roads to solid and lasting relationships. Why is understanding this concept so important? It builds resilience. Knowing that difficulties are part of the journey helps us persevere when things get tough. It fosters realistic expectations. Understanding that success often comes with challenges helps prevent discouragement when we face obstacles. It encourages effort. Recognizing that greatness requires hard work motivates us to put in the necessary effort. It builds appreciation. The difficult journey makes us value our achievements more when we reach them. It develops character. Overcoming challenges on the road to success shapes us into more robust, more capable individuals. Here's how you can apply this wisdom in your daily life. 1. Embrace challenges. Instead of avoiding difficulties, see them as opportunities for growth and stepping stones to your goals. 2. Celebrate small victories. Recognize and appreciate your progress along the rough road. Each obstacle overcome is a success. 3. Learn from setbacks. When you stumble, understand why and how you can improve next time. 4. Seek support. Remember, you don't have to travel alone, even on a rough road. Reach out to mentors, friends, or support groups. 5. Develop grit. Practice perseverance and passion for long-term goals, understanding that the path won't always be easy. 6. Reframe your perspective. Instead of seeing difficulties as unfair, view them as necessary parts of your journey to greatness. 7. Plan for obstacles. Anticipate challenges and prepare strategies to overcome them. This can make the rough road feel more manageable. Remember, almost every outstanding achievement in history came after periods of struggle and difficulty. Thomas Edison famously failed thousands of times before inventing a working light bulb. J.K. Rowling faced numerous rejections before Harry Potter was published. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team before becoming a legend. These rough roads aren't just obstacles to success. They're the very things that forge greatness. They test our commitment, force us to innovate, and push us to become better versions of ourselves. Without these challenges, we might not reach our goals. Still, we wouldn't become the strong, resilient, capable people we need to be to achieve greatness truly. It's also important to note that the heights of greatness are personal. Your mountain peak might differ from someone else's, and that's okay. What matters is that you're willing to travel the rough road to reach your definition of success and fulfillment. So the next time you face a difficult situation on your path to your goals, remember, this is the rough road that leads to greatness. It's supposed to be challenging. The difficulty makes the achievement meaningful and transforms you in the process. What rough road are you traveling right now? How is it shaping you and preparing you for the heights of greatness you're aiming for? Embrace the journey with all its bumps and challenges, knowing that each step forward brings you closer to your summit. Sometimes, even to live is an act of courage. Seneca. This profound quote speaks to the deep truth that life itself can be challenging, and simply continuing to face each day can be an act of bravery. Let's explore this idea in a way that resonates with people of all ages and experiences. Imagine life as a long journey. Some days, the path is smooth and easy. On other days, it feels like you're climbing a steep mountain. This quote reminds us that on those difficult days, just taking another step forward is a victory. Here are some everyday examples that illustrate this concept. 1. Battling depression. For someone dealing with mental health issues, getting out of bed and facing the day can be a monumental act of courage. 2. Grieving a loss. After losing a loved one, finding the strength to continue with daily life takes immense bravery. 3. Facing chronic illness. Living with constant pain or health challenges requires courage to keep going and find joy despite difficulties. 4. Overcoming addiction. Each day of sobriety is an act of courage for someone in recovery. 5. Starting over. Whether it's after a divorce, job loss, or moving to a new country, beginning again takes tremendous courage. 6. Living with anxiety. For those with anxiety disorders, everyday tasks like grocery shopping or making a phone call can require great bravery. 7. Being true to yourself. In a world that often pressures us to conform, living authentically, especially for marginalized groups, is an act of courage. Why is this perspective so important? It acknowledges struggle. Recognizing that life can be hard validates our experiences and emotions. It promotes self-compassion. Understanding that simply living takes courage can help us be kinder to ourselves during tough times. It fosters resilience. Viewing everyday acts as courageous can build our strength to face more significant challenges. It encourages empathy. Recognizing the bravery in others' everyday lives can make us more understanding and supportive. It gives hope. On our darkest days, remembering that living itself is an act of courage can provide a spark of hope. Here's how you can apply this wisdom in your daily life. 1. Practice self-recognition. Acknowledge your courage in facing each day, especially during tough times. 2. Offer support to others. Recognize and affirm the bravery of those around you who might be struggling. 3. Reframe small victories. Celebrate seemingly minor accomplishments, understanding the courage they might have required. 4. Be patient with yourself. On days when everything feels hard, remember that simply continuing is an achievement. 5. Share your story. Opening up about your struggles can inspire others and remind them they're not alone in finding life challenging sometimes. 6. Practice gratitude. Appreciate the courage of those who've helped you along your journey. 7. Seek help when needed. Reaching out for support is an act of bravery. This quote reminds us that courage doesn't always resemble grand, heroic gestures. Sometimes it's quiet and personal. The courage to face another day. Keep hoping, continue loving despite heartbreak, and pursue dreams in the face of setbacks. It's important to note that this quote doesn't glorify suffering or suggest we should endure unhealthy situations. Instead, it acknowledges that life can be genuinely challenging, and continuing to engage with it takes strength. Remember, every person you meet is fighting a battle you may know nothing about. The coworker who always seems cheerful might be going through a difficult divorce. The neighbor who rarely leaves the house might be battling severe anxiety. The student struggling in class might be dealing with family issues at home. By recognizing the courage in simply living, we develop a deeper appreciation for our resilience and that of others. It helps us approach life and each other with more compassion, patience, and understanding. So the next time you face a difficult day, remember, by continuing to move forward, you display remarkable courage. Even in small acts, your bravery ripples out and touches others, often in ways you may never know. What act of everyday courage will you recognize and celebrate today, in yourself or others? Comment below. He who is brave is free. Seneca. This powerful quote speaks to the liberating nature of courage. It suggests that true freedom comes not from external circumstances, but from our internal ability to face challenges and fears. Let's explore this idea in a way that resonates with people of all ages and life experiences. Imagine life as a vast landscape. Many people stay within the small, familiar area they know, their comfort zone. But those who are brave enough to venture beyond these boundaries discover a world of possibilities. Their bravery becomes the key that unlocks the doors to a fuller, more prosperous life. Here are some everyday examples to bring this concept to life. 1. Speaking up. When someone bravely voices their opinion or stands up for what's right, they free themselves from the constraints of silence and conformity. 2. Pursuing passions. Those who courageously follow their dreams, despite risks or others' doubts, free themselves from the what-ifs and regrets. 3. Facing fears. Whether overcoming a phobia or trying something new, each brave step frees us from the limitations our fears impose. 4. Being authentic. When we're brave enough to be our true selves, we free ourselves from the exhausting task of pretending to be someone we're not. 5. Leaving toxic situations. It takes courage to leave unhealthy relationships or unfulfilling jobs, but doing so frees us to find better opportunities. 6. Admitting mistakes. Bravely owning up to errors frees us from the burden of guilt and allows us to learn and grow. 7. Asking for help. Having the courage to reach out when we're struggling frees us from isolation and opens doors to support and solutions. Why is this perspective so important? It empowers us. Realizing that bravery leads to freedom motivates us to face our fears. It shifts responsibility. It reminds us that our freedom often lies in our own hands, not external circumstances. It encourages growth. Viewing bravery as a path to freedom inspires us to challenge ourselves continually. It reduces regret. When we act bravely, we're less likely to look back with what-if thoughts. It enhances self-respect. Each brave act builds our confidence and self-esteem. Here's how you can apply this wisdom in your daily life. 1. Identify your fears. Recognize what's holding you back. Is it fear of failure, judgment, or the unknown? 2. Take small, brave steps. Start with minor acts of courage. Each one builds your bravery muscle. 3. Reframe challenges. See difficult situations as opportunities to be brave and expand your freedom. 4. Celebrate your courage. Acknowledge every time you act bravely, no matter how small it might seem. 5. Learn from role models. Study people who exemplify bravery and freedom. What can you learn from them? 6. Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself when bravery feels hard. Remember, it's a journey. 7. Visualize freedom. When facing a scary situation, imagine how much more accessible you'll feel after facing it. Remember, bravery doesn't mean the absence of fear. It means acting despite fear. True courage often comes with shaky hands and a racing heart. But with each brave act, we chip away at the walls that limit us. This quote also reminds us that freedom is more than just external liberties. Absolute freedom is the ability to live authentically, to make choices based on our values rather than our fears, and to fully engage with life's opportunities. It's important to note that being brave doesn't mean being reckless. It's about thoughtfully choosing to face challenges that align with our values and goals, even when difficult. So, the next time you feel constrained, ask yourself, what brave step could I take to free myself? It might be as simple as speaking up in a meeting, as personal as sharing your feelings with someone, or as life-changing as pursuing a long-held dream. Remember, whenever you choose bravery, you're not just facing a single challenge, but expanding your entire world. You declare that your desire for growth and freedom is stronger than your fear. What brave step will you take today to experience more freedom? How might your world expand if you approach each day with more courage? Comment below. It is quality rather than quantity that matters. Seneca. This timeless quote reminds us that value lies in excellence rather than abundance. It's a principle that applies to many aspects of life, encouraging us to focus on doing things well rather than just doing more. Let's explore this idea in a way that resonates with people of all ages and experiences. Imagine life as a garden. A few well-tended, thriving plants are more beautiful and rewarding than a large, neglected patch of weeds. This quote suggests that we nurture quality in our lives rather than just accumulating quantity. Here are some everyday examples to illustrate this concept. 1. Friendships. Having a few close, genuine friends often brings more joy than a large circle of superficial acquaintances. 2. Work productivity. Completing one task thoroughly and excellently can be more valuable than rushing through multiple tasks poorly. 3. Learning. Deeply understanding one subject is often more beneficial than having shallow knowledge of many topics. 4. Material possessions. A few high-quality items that last years can be more satisfying than many cheap, disposable items. 5. Time management. Spending quality time fully engaged with family or hobbies can be more fulfilling than long hours of distracted interaction. 6. Communication. A few thoughtful, sincere words can impact more than a long, rambling speech. 7. Diet and nutrition. Eating smaller portions of nutritious foods is healthier than consuming large amounts of processed foods. Why is this perspective so important? It promotes mindfulness. Focusing on quality encourages us to be more present and attentive in our actions. It reduces stress. Striving for quality over quantity can help us avoid the pressure of always needing more. It increases satisfaction. Well-done work or carefully chosen experiences often bring more lasting contentment. It improves efficiency. Concentrating on quality can save time and resources in the long run. It enhances personal growth. Pursuing quality continually pushes us to improve and refine our skills. Here's how you can apply this wisdom in your daily life. 1. Prioritize. Identify what truly matters to you and focus your energy there. 2. Practice mindfulness. Engage fully in what you're doing, whether it's work, conversation, or relaxation. 3. Declutter. Regularly assess your possessions, commitments, and goals. Keep what adds value and let go of the rest. 4. Set meaningful goals. Aim for significant quality achievements rather than arbitrary numerical targets. 5. Appreciate details. Take time to notice and enjoy your day's small quality moments. 6. Invest wisely, whether it's time, money, or energy. Invest in things that offer lasting value. 7. Refine your skills. Focus on improving your abilities in areas that matter to you rather than trying to master everything. Remember, this quote doesn't mean that quantity never matters. In some cases, like saving money or practicing a new skill, quantity has its place. The key is to find the right balance and ensure we maintain quality while pursuing quantity. This perspective can be precious in our modern world, where we're often bombarded with information and opportunities. It reminds us to be selective, to choose wisely, and to value depth over breadth. It's also worth noting that quality can mean different things in different contexts. In relationships, it might mean depth and sincerity. In work, it could mean accuracy and innovation. The important thing is to define what quality means to you in various areas of your life. So the next time you find yourself caught up in pursuing more, pause and ask yourself, am I focusing on quantity at the expense of quality? What would it look like to prioritize excellence here? By shifting your focus to quality, you will achieve better results and enjoy the process more. You may discover that life becomes more prosperous, meaningful, and satisfying when you value the excellence of your experiences and efforts over their sheer volume. What area of your life could benefit from a shift towards quality over quantity? How might this change enhance your daily experiences and long-term satisfaction? Comment below. Not how long, but how well you have lived is the main thing. Seneca. This profound quote reminds us that the value of life isn't measured by its length, but by its depth and quality. It encourages us to focus on living fully and meaningfully rather than accumulating years. Let's explore this idea in a way that speaks to people of all ages and life stages. Imagine life as a book. It's about more than how many pages it has, but how engaging, impactful, and meaningful the story is. This quote suggests we aim to fill our life's pages with rich experiences, growth, and positive impact rather than just trying to make the book as thick as possible. Here are some everyday examples to illustrate this concept. 1. Career satisfaction. Someone who spends fewer years in a fulfilling job they love may feel they've lived better than someone with a longer but unfulfilling career. 2. Relationships. A short, profoundly loving relationship can be more meaningful than a long but unhappy one. 3. Personal growth. A person who continually challenges themselves and learns new things might feel they've lived more fully than someone who remains stagnant for many years. 4. Travel. A few well-planned, immersive trips can be more enriching than many rushed, superficial vacations. 5. Hobbies. Mastering one passion can bring more satisfaction than dabbling half-heartedly in many activities. 6. Volunteering. Regular, meaningful community service can make one feel they've lived well, regardless of age. 7. Health choices. Making quality decisions about diet and exercise can lead to a better life experience, even if it doesn't necessarily extend lifespan. Why is this perspective so important? It shifts focus from quantity to quality. It encourages us to value meaningful experiences over mere existence. It reduces fear of aging. Emphasizing the quality of life helps alleviate anxiety about getting older. It promotes intentional living. It motivates us to make conscious choices about spending our time and energy. It encourages risk-taking. Knowing how well we live matters most and can inspire us to pursue dreams and step out of our comfort zones. It fosters gratitude. This perspective can help us appreciate our life rather than always wishing for more time. Here's how you can apply this wisdom in your daily life. 1. Set meaningful goals. Focus on achievements that align with your values and bring personal fulfillment. 2. Practice mindfulness. Be fully present in your experiences, savoring the moments that enrich life. 3. Pursue growth. Pursue opportunities to learn, challenge yourself, and expand your horizons. 4. Nurture relationships. Invest time and energy in developing meaningful connections. 5. Make a positive impact. Look for ways to contribute to your community and leave the world a little better. 6. Reflect regularly. Take time to consider if you're living in a way that feels meaningful and fulfilling to you. 7. Embrace new experiences. Don't shy away from novel situations that can enrich your life and broaden your perspective. Remember, this quote doesn't mean we should be reckless or disregard longevity. It's about finding a balance, taking care of our health while ensuring that the life we're preserving is worth living. This perspective can be exceptionally comforting and motivating at any stage of life. It reminds younger people to make the most of their time and not put off living fully. For older individuals, it's reassurance that a life well lived is valuable, regardless of its length. It's also worth noting that living well is subjective. What constitutes a life well lived will differ from person to person based on their values, goals, and beliefs. The key is to define what living well means to you and strive towards that vision. So the next time you find yourself worrying about the passage of time or feeling like you're in a race against the clock, pause and ask yourself, Am I focusing too much on how long I might live and not enough on how well I'm living right now? What can I do today to add quality and meaning to my life? By shifting your focus from the quantity of your years to the quality of your experiences, life becomes more affluent, satisfying, and impactful. You may discover that even a single day lived with purpose and passion can be more fulfilling than years spent merely going through the motions. What steps can you take today to ensure you live long and well? How might this shift in perspective change your daily choices and overall life satisfaction? As long as you live, keep learning how to live. Seneca. This insightful quote reminds us that life is a continuous journey of growth and learning. The art of living well is something we can and should keep improving throughout our lives. Let's explore this idea in a way that speaks to people of all ages and life stages. Imagine life as a vast, ever-changing landscape. No matter how far you've traveled or how much you've seen, there's always something new to discover, a new skill to master, or a new perspective to gain. This quote encourages us to approach life with curiosity and openness, always ready to learn and adapt. Here are some everyday examples to illustrate this concept. 1. Technology. As new devices and platforms emerge, we continue learning to navigate and use them effectively. 2. Relationships. Even in long-term partnerships, we constantly learn about our partners and ourselves, adjusting and growing together. 3. Parenting. Parents often say they learn something new about raising children daily, even as their kids grow into adults. 4. Career development. The job market evolves, requiring us to update our skills and knowledge continually throughout our working lives. 5. Health and wellness. As our bodies change and medical knowledge advances, we learn new ways to care for ourselves. 6. Emotional intelligence. Life experiences teach us more about managing our emotions and understanding others, a process that never really ends. 7. Hobbies. Whether gardening, cooking, or playing an instrument, there's always a new technique to master or a deeper level of understanding to reach. Why is this perspective so important? It promotes humility. Recognizing that we always have more to learn keeps us open-minded and grounded. It keeps life exciting. Viewing life as a continuous learning experience adds novelty and prevents stagnation. It builds resilience. Being open to learning helps us adapt to life's inevitable changes and challenges. It fosters personal growth. Continuous learning leads to self-improvement and self-discovery. It enhances empathy. Learning throughout life helps us understand diverse perspectives and experiences. Here's how you can apply this wisdom in your daily life. 1. Cultivate curiosity. Ask questions, explore new ideas, and seek to understand things outside your usual sphere. 2. Embrace challenges. View difficulties as opportunities to learn and grow rather than obstacles to avoid. 3. Reflect regularly. Consider what your experiences have taught you about life and yourself. 4. Seek diverse perspectives. Engage with people from different backgrounds and learn from their experiences and viewpoints. 5. Try new things. Regularly step out of your comfort zone to learn new skills or experience new situations. 6. Read widely. Explore various topics through books, articles, and other media to expand your knowledge continually. 7. Practice self-awareness. Pay attention to your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors to learn more about yourself and how you interact with the world. Remember, this quote doesn't mean we should constantly be dissatisfied with our current state or strive for something more. Instead, it's about maintaining an attitude of openness and growth, recognizing that every day brings new opportunities to understand life a little better. This perspective can be particularly empowering, as we age. It reminds us that aging doesn't mean we stop growing or learning. Our accumulated experiences can provide a rich foundation for even deeper understanding and wisdom. It's also worth noting that learning how to live isn't just about acquiring knowledge or skills. It's about deepening our understanding of what it means to be human, finding fulfillment, connecting with others, and navigating the complexities of existence. So, remember this quote the next time you feel like you've got life all figured out, or, conversely, when you feel overwhelmed by how much you don't know. Ask yourself, what can I learn today to help me live better? How can I approach this situation with fresh eyes and an open mind? By embracing life as a continuous learning journey, each day brings new insights and opportunities for growth. The more you learn about living, the more vibrant, meaningful, and satisfying life becomes. What new aspect of living could you explore today? How might maintaining a learner's mindset enhance your daily experiences and overall life satisfaction? Comment below. Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for a kindness. Seneca. This beautiful quote reminds us of the universal potential for kindness in our interactions with others. Every encounter with another person presents a chance to make a positive impact, no matter how small. Let's explore this idea in a way that speaks to people of all ages and walks of life. Imagine the world as a vast network of connections, with each person representing a point where kindness can bloom. This quote encourages us to see every interaction, whether brief or seemingly insignificant, as an opportunity to spread more light in the world. Here are some everyday examples to illustrate this concept. 1. Commuting. Offering your seat to someone on a crowded bus or train. 2. Shopping. Helping someone reach an item on a high shelf or holding the door open for someone with full hands. 3. Work. Offer a word of encouragement to a stressed colleague or bring coffee to your team. 4. Social media. Leaving a supportive comment on someone's post or sharing helpful information. 5. Neighborhood. Helping an elderly neighbor with their groceries or shoveling snow from their driveway. 6. Family. Doing a chore without being asked or sincerely complimenting a family member. 7. Strangers. Giving a genuine smile to someone you pass on the street or letting someone go ahead of you in line. Why is this perspective so important? It promotes empathy. Seeing others as opportunities for kindness helps us consider their needs and feelings. It creates positive ripple effects. Small acts of kindness can inspire others to pay it forward. It improves mental health. Being kind boosts our mood and self-esteem. It builds stronger communities. Regular acts of kindness foster a sense of connection and mutual support. It reduces negativity. Focusing on kindness can help counteract cynicism and mistrust. Here's how you can apply this wisdom in your daily life. 1. Practice awareness. Pay attention to the people around you and their potential needs. 2. Start small. Remember that even tiny acts of kindness count. A smile or a thank you can brighten someone's day. 3. Be proactive. Don't wait for apparent opportunities. Create them by reaching out to others. 4. Cultivate empathy. Try to put yourself in others' shoes to understand how your kindness might impact them. 5. Make it a habit. Set a goal to perform at least one intentional act of kindness daily. 6. Expand your circle. Look for opportunities to be kind, not just to friends and family, but to strangers, and even those you might not get along with. 7. Reflect on impact. Consider how your acts of kindness, no matter how small, might have positively affected others. Remember, this quote doesn't mean we must perform grand gestures or exhaust ourselves trying to solve everyone's problems. It's about recognizing that even in our most minor interactions, we have the power to make a positive difference. This perspective can be particularly empowering today, where global issues often overwhelm us. It reminds us that our everyday actions and interactions can make a real impact. It's also worth noting that kindness doesn't always mean agreeing with someone or doing precisely what they want. Sometimes, kindness means setting healthy boundaries, offering constructive feedback, or simply listening without judgment. So remember this quote the next time you encounter another person, whether it's a loved one, a coworker, or a stranger on the street. Ask yourself, what opportunity for kindness exists in this moment? How can I leave this interaction slightly brighter than I found it? By embracing the idea that every human encounter is an opportunity for kindness, your days become more meaningful and fulfilling. You may discover that spreading kindness positively impacts others and enriches your life in countless ways. What act of kindness, no matter how small, could you perform in your next interaction? How might actively looking for opportunities to be kind change your daily experiences and overall outlook on life? Comment below. Love, in its essence, is spiritual fire. Seneca. This profound quote compares the essence of love to a spiritual fire, suggesting that love is a powerful, transformative force that goes beyond the physical realm. Let's explore this idea in a way that resonates with people of all ages and life experiences. Imagine love as an internal flame, warming us from within and illuminating our lives like fire. It can be intense, purifying, and life-giving. This quote encourages us to see love as an emotion and a spiritual energy that can transform us. Here are some everyday examples to illustrate this concept. 1. Parental love. A parent's deep, unconditional love for a child often transcends physical bonds, feeling like a spiritual connection. 2. Acts of kindness. When we perform selfless acts of love, we often feel a sense of spiritual fulfillment beyond the act itself. 3. Falling in love. The intense feelings of new love can feel like a spiritual awakening, changing how we see the world. 4. Long-term relationships. The enduring love in long-term partnerships often evolves into a profound spiritual bond that sustains couples through life's challenges. 5. Self-love. Developing genuine love and acceptance for oneself can feel like an inner spiritual transformation. 6. Compassion for strangers. Feeling love and empathy for those we don't know personally can be a profoundly spiritual experience. 7. Love for nature or art. The love we feel for beauty in the world can spark a spiritual connection to something greater than ourselves. Why is this perspective so important? It elevates love. Seeing love as spiritual fire gives it a more profound significance beyond emotion or physical attraction. It emphasizes transformation. Like fire, spiritual love can change us and those around us. It promotes mindfulness. Viewing love as spiritual encourages us to approach our relationships with greater awareness and intention. It fosters connection. Understanding love as a spiritual force can help us feel more connected to others and the world around us. It encourages growth. Spiritual fire, like love, can push us to become better versions of ourselves. Here's how you can apply this wisdom in your daily life. 1. Practice mindful love. Pay attention to the loving feelings you experience and how they affect you spiritually. 2. Nurture your inner fire. Engage in activities that fuel your capacity for love, like meditation, prayer, or spending time in nature. 3. Spread warmth. Look for opportunities to spiritually share your love in ways that uplift others. 4. Reflect on love's impact. Consider how love has transformed you and those around you. 5. Cultivate all forms of love. Remember that love isn't just romantic. Nurture friendships, family bonds, and compassion for all beings. 6. Embrace love's challenges. Love can sometimes be intense or painful, like fire. See these experiences as opportunities for spiritual growth. 7. Express gratitude. Regularly acknowledge the love in your life, treating it as a sacred gift. Remember, this quote doesn't mean that love is always easy or constantly intense. Love can be gentle or fierce, like a fire, requiring care and attention to keep burning. This perspective can be significant in a world that often reduces love to physical attraction or romantic gestures. It reminds us that love, in its purest form, is a powerful spiritual force that can transform our lives and the world around us. It's also worth noting that the spiritual aspect doesn't necessarily mean religious. It refers to the part of us that seeks meaning, connection, and transcendence, something that can be experienced by people of all beliefs or none. So, remember this quote the next time you experience love, whether it's for a partner, a friend, a pet, or even a beautiful sunset. Ask yourself, how is this love acting as a spiritual fire in my life? How is it transforming me or those around me? By embracing love as a spiritual fire, you might find deeper meaning in your relationships and experiences. You may discover that cultivating and sharing this love becomes a source of personal growth, fulfillment, and connection to something greater than yourself. What aspect of love in your life could you view more as a spiritual fire? How might this perspective deepen your relationships and enrich your daily experiences? While we are postponing, life speeds by. Seneca. This powerful quote reminds us of the urgency of living and the swift passage of time. It warns against the danger of procrastination and encourages us to seize the moment. Let's explore this idea in a way that speaks to people of all ages and life stages. Imagine life as a fast-moving river. While we stand on the bank, hesitating or planning, the water rushes past us. This quote urges us to jump in and swim, to actively engage with life rather than watching it go by. Here are some everyday examples to illustrate this concept. 1. Career goals. Constantly putting off applying for that dream job or starting a business, only to find years have passed. 2. Relationships. Delaying having meaningful conversations or expressing feelings and realizing too late that the opportunity has passed. 3. Travel. Always saying someday to that trip you've always wanted to take but never actually planned. 4. Health. Postponing starting a fitness routine or healthy diet, then suddenly realizing you're facing health issues. 5. Learning. Continuously delaying learning a new skill or hobby, then wishing you had started years ago. 6. Family time. Putting off quality time with loved ones, only to find children have grown up or elderly relatives have passed away. 7. Personal projects. Repeatedly postponing writing that book, creating that art, or pursuing that passion project. Why is this perspective so important? It creates urgency. Recognizing life's speed can motivate us to take action now rather than later. It reduces regret. Acting instead of postponing helps minimize what-if thoughts later in life. It maximizes experiences. Engaging with life actively allows us to have more diverse and fulfilling experiences. It promotes personal growth. Taking action rather than postponing pushes us out of our comfort zones and helps us grow. It enhances appreciation. Knowing life's swift pace can help us value and make the most of our time. Here's how you can apply this wisdom in your daily life. 1. Set immediate goals. Instead of vague future plans, set concrete short-term objectives you can start working on immediately. 2. Practice the 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately instead of postponing. 3. Create a life list. Write down experiences you want to have and start actively planning for them. 4. Use time blocking. Schedule specific times for activities you've been putting off. 5. Embrace imperfection. Don't let the fear of not doing something perfectly prevent you from starting. 6. Regularly assess priorities. Review what's important to you to ensure you stay within what truly matters. 7. Practice mindfulness. Stay present in the moment to fully engage with life as it's happening. Remember, this quote doesn't mean we should act impulsively or without planning. It's about balancing preparation and action and not letting the perfect be the enemy of the good. This perspective can be precious in our modern world, where distractions are plentiful, and it's easy to fall into a pattern of passive consumption rather than active living. It's also worth noting that life speeding by doesn't just refer to the passing of time, but to missed opportunities, experiences, and personal growth. Each moment we postpone is a moment of potential unfulfilled. So the next time you find yourself saying, "I'll do it later," or "someday I'll," remember this quote. Ask yourself, what am I missing out on by postponing? How can I take a step towards this goal or experience right now? By embracing the urgency of living, your life is more prosperous and fulfilling. You may discover that engaging fully with life rather than postponing brings a sense of vitality and purpose to your days. What have you been postponing so that you could take action today? How might your life change if you approached each day with a sense of engaged urgency rather than postponement? Comment below. All cruelty springs from weakness. Seneca. This profound quote suggests that acts of cruelty are not signs of strength, but manifestations of inner weakness. Let's explore this idea in a way that speaks to people of all ages and life experiences. Imagine strength as a full cup of water and weakness as an empty one. This quote implies that when people feel empty or lacking, they sometimes lash out at others to feel more powerful or fill that emptiness. Here are some everyday examples to illustrate this concept. 1. Bullying. A child who bullies others often does so because they feel insecure or powerless in some aspect of their own life. 2. Workplace harassment. A manager who belittles employees might cover up their feelings of inadequacy or fear of failure. 3. Cyberbullying. People who are cruel online often do so because they feel powerless or insignificant in their offline lives. 4. Domestic abuse. Abusers often act out of deep-seated insecurities and a need for control stemming from their weaknesses. 5. Road rage. Aggressive drivers might be removing their frustrations from other areas where they feel powerless. 6. Animal cruelty. Those who harm animals often do so to feel a sense of power they lack in other aspects of their lives. 7. Gossip and rumor spreading. People who constantly put others down through gossip may be trying to boost their low self-esteem. Why is this perspective so important? It promotes empathy. Understanding that cruelty comes from weakness can help us respond with compassion rather than retaliation. It encourages self-reflection. It prompts us to examine our behaviors and their underlying reasons. It shifts focus to personal growth. Instead of trying to dominate others, we can work on strengthening ourselves internally. It reduces the cycle of violence. Recognizing the root of cruelty can help break cycles of retaliation and hurt. It empowers victims. Understanding that their abusers' actions stem from weakness can help victims avoid internalizing the cruelty. Here's how you can apply this wisdom in your daily life. 1. Practice self-awareness. When you feel the urge to be unkind, pause and reflect on what insecurity might be driving that impulse. 2. Cultivate inner strength. Engage in activities that build your self-esteem and sense of self-worth. 3. Respond with compassion. When faced with others' cruelty, consider what weakness might motivate their behavior. 4. Break the cycle. If you catch yourself being cruel, stop and choose a more constructive way to address your feelings. 5. Encourage strength in others. Help build up those around you, especially children, to reduce the likelihood of cruelty. 6. Seek help. If you consistently act cruelly, consider professional help to address underlying issues. 7. Stand up to cruelty. While understanding its roots, also take action to protect yourself and others from cruel behavior. Remember, this quote doesn't excuse cruel behavior or suggest we should tolerate it. Instead, it offers a perspective that can help us address cruelty more effectively in ourselves and others. This viewpoint can be particularly valuable in conflict resolution in personal relationships, workplaces, or even more significant societal issues. It's also worth noting that acknowledging weakness as the source of cruelty doesn't mean accepting it. True strength often lies in vulnerability, empathy, and the courage to face our insecurities rather than projecting them onto others. So the next time you witness or experience cruelty, or feel the urge to be cruel yourself, remember this quote. Ask yourself, what weakness might be at the root of this behavior? How can I respond in a way that addresses the underlying issue rather than perpetuating the cycle? By understanding cruelty as a sign of weakness, we can work towards building a society that values true strength, the strength of compassion, understanding, and personal growth. What situations in your life could benefit from applying this perspective? How might it change your interactions with others or your approach to conflicts? Comment below. Luck is a matter of preparation meeting opportunity. Seneca. This insightful quote suggests that what we often call luck results from being well prepared when an opportunity presents itself. It challenges the notion of luck as pure chance. It emphasizes the role of our actions in creating favorable outcomes. Let's explore this idea in a way that speaks to people of all ages and life experiences. Imagine life as a stage. Opportunities are like spotlights that randomly shine on different parts of the stage. This quote tells us that to be lucky, we must be rehearsed and ready to step into that spotlight when it shines on us. Here are some everyday examples to illustrate this concept. 1. Job opportunities. Someone who consistently updates their skills and network is likelier to be lucky when a dream job opens up. 2. Entrepreneurship. A lucky business break often comes to those who have spent time developing ideas and learning about their industry. 3. Relationships. Meeting the right person can seem like luck, but it often happens when we've worked on ourselves and put ourselves in social situations. 4. Academic success. A student who regularly studies is lucky to know the answers to surprise questions in class. 5. Sports. An athlete's lucky game-winning play is usually the result of countless hours of practice. 6. Creative breakthroughs. Artists or writers who work consistently are likelier to be lucky enough to create something exceptional. 7. Financial windfalls. While winning the lottery is pure chance, many financial opportunities come to those who have educated themselves and prepared their finances. Why is this perspective so important? It empowers us. We realize we have more control over our luck than we might think. It encourages proactivity. Knowing preparation is key to motivating us to improve ourselves continuously. It reduces feelings of victimhood. Instead of feeling unlucky, we can focus on what we can do to create opportunities. It promotes a growth mindset. We learn to see challenges as chances to prepare for future opportunities. It builds resilience. Understanding that luck is partly self-made helps us persevere through periods when opportunities seem scarce. Here's how you can apply this wisdom in your daily life. 1. Continuous learning. Always expand your knowledge and skills, even if you don't see an immediate use for them. 2. Stay ready. Keep your resume updated, your skills sharp, and your mind open to possibilities. 3. Network proactively. Build and maintain relationships before you need them. 4. Set goals. Have clear objectives so you can recognize relevant opportunities when they arise. 5. Practice self-improvement. Regularly work on your physical health, mental well-being, and personal growth. 6. Be observant. Train yourself to notice opportunities others might miss. 7. Take calculated risks. Prepare thoroughly, then be willing to step into the spotlight when it shines on you. Remember, this quote doesn't deny the existence of chance or privilege in success. It emphasizes that we can significantly increase our odds of success through preparation. This perspective can be particularly motivating when we feel stuck or unlucky. It reminds us that we can actively work towards creating our luck rather than passively waiting for it to find us. It's also worth noting that preparation doesn't guarantee success. Still, it does improve our chances and often leads to growth regardless of the outcome. So the next time you hear about someone's lucky break, look deeper. Ask yourself, how might they have prepared for that opportunity? What can I do to be ready for similar opportunities in my life? We can approach life more proactively by viewing luck as the intersection of preparation and opportunity. We can focus on continually improving ourselves and remaining alert to opportunities, knowing that this increases our chances of experiencing those lucky moments that can change our lives. What areas of your life could benefit from more preparation? How about preparing today for the opportunities you hope to encounter? Comment below. The greatest remedy for anger is delay. Seneca. This powerful quote from the Stoic philosopher Seneca offers us a simple yet profound strategy for managing one of our most challenging emotions, anger. Let's explore this wisdom and see how it can transform our daily lives and relationships. Imagine anger as a raging fire in your mind. This quote suggests that instead of trying to fight the fire directly, we can starve it of oxygen by simply waiting. Sound weird? But it's a reminder that time can be our greatest ally in emotional control. Here are some everyday examples to illustrate this concept. 1. Workplace conflicts. When a coworker says something irritating, taking a deep breath and waiting before responding can prevent escalation. 2. Family disagreements. In heated family discussions, stepping away for a few minutes can lead to more constructive conversations. 3. Traffic frustrations. When cut off in traffic, counting to 10 before reacting can help maintain composure and safety. 4. Social media arguments. Waiting a day before responding to a provocative post often leads to more thoughtful, less angry replies. 5. Customer service issues. Calming down before calling about a problem can lead to more effective problem solving. 6. Sports and gaming. Pausing after a loss or setback can prevent angry outbursts and improve future performance. 7. Parenting challenges. When children misbehave, taking a brief parent time out can lead to more effective discipline. Why is this approach so powerful? It breaks the cycle. Immediate reactions often fuel more anger. Delay disrupts this pattern. It allows for perspective. Time helps us see situations more objectively and often reveals they're not worth our anger. It preserves relationships. Words said in anger can cause lasting damage. The delay helps prevent regrettable actions. It promotes emotional intelligence. Practicing delay builds our capacity to manage emotions effectively. It reduces stress. Constant anger takes a toll on our mental and physical health. Delays can lead to a calmer, healthier life. Here's how you can apply this wisdom in your daily life. 1. Practice the pause. When you feel anger rising, make it a habit to pause before reacting. 2. Use counting techniques. Count to 10 or 100 if needed when you feel angry. 3. Implement a cooling off period. Give yourself a day to reflect on important decisions or responses. 4. Develop a delay ritual. Take 3 deep breaths, go for a short walk, or listen to calming music when anger strikes. 5. Journal your anger. Writing about your feelings can provide immediate relief and delay harmful reactions. 6. Seek understanding. Use the delay to try and see the situation from other perspectives. 7. Practice mindfulness. Regular meditation can increase your ability to pause when emotions run high. Remember, this quote doesn't suggest we should never feel angry or that all anger is destructive. It offers a tool to manage anger more effectively. When appropriately channeled after reflection, anger can force positive change. This perspective can be beneficial in our fast-paced, reactive world. It reminds us that we can choose responses, even with strong emotions. It's also worth noting that while delay is powerful, it's not always enough on its own to manage chronic anger. In such cases, seeking professional help can be a wise step. The next time you feel anger bubbling up, remember Seneca's words. Take a deep breath, pause, and give yourself the gift of time. You might be surprised at how differently you feel and react after a delay. By viewing delay as a tool for emotional mastery, we can approach life's frustrations more calmly and wisely. We can focus on responding rather than reacting, knowing that this increases our chances of maintaining peace in our lives and relationships. What situations in your life could benefit from applying this delay remedy? How might your relationships or work improve if you practice this wisdom more often? Comment below. All art is but imitation of nature. Seneca. This profound quote from Seneca invites us to explore the deep connection between human creativity and the natural world around us. It challenges us to see art not as something separate from nature, but as an extension of it. Let's dive into this idea and see how it can enrich our understanding of art and nature. Imagine an artist as a mirror, reflecting the beauty and complexity of the natural world through their chosen medium. This quote suggests that even our most imaginative creations are, at their core, inspired by the world we see, hear, feel, and experience daily. Here are some examples to illustrate this concept. 1. Painting. A landscape artist captures the play of light on water or the vibrant colors of a sunset. 2. Music. A composer might mimic the rhythm of raindrops or the melody of birdsong in their work. 3. Architecture. Buildings often draw inspiration from natural forms like seashells or tree canopies. 4. Fashion. Designers frequently use patterns, colors, and textures found in nature. 5. Literature. Writers often use natural metaphors or settings to convey deeper truths about the human experience. 6. Dance. Many dance forms imitate the movements of animals or natural phenomena like waves or wind. 7. Technology. Natural structures and processes inspired innovations like Velcro or solar panels. Why is this perspective so important? It connects us to our environment. Seeing art as an imitation of nature can deepen our appreciation for the world around us. It inspires creativity. Nature provides endless inspiration for artists of all kinds. It promotes observation. This view encourages us to look more closely at the natural world, enhancing our perceptual skills. It bridges disciplines. It shows the interconnectedness of art, science, and nature. It fosters humility. Recognizing nature as the ultimate artist can instill a sense of wonder and respect. Here's how you can apply this wisdom in your daily life. 1. Practice mindful observation. Look at natural objects and phenomena around you. 2. Find inspiration in nature. Whether you're solving a problem or creating art, look to nature for ideas. 3. Appreciate the artistry of everyday objects. Many things we use daily were designed with nature in mind. 4. Explore biomimicry. Learn how scientists and inventors use nature's designs to solve human problems. 5. Create nature-inspired art. Try to capture some aspect of nature in your preferred artistic medium. 6. Visit museums and parks. Alternate between viewing art and experiencing nature to see the connections. 7. Study the history of art. Notice how different cultures and periods have interpreted and imitated nature. Remember, this quote doesn't diminish the value or originality of human creativity. Instead, it elevates nature as the ultimate masterpiece and source of inspiration. This perspective can be particularly enlightening in our increasingly digital world. It reminds us of the profound connection between human creativity and the natural environment, encouraging us to stay grounded in the physical world even as we explore virtual realms. It's also worth noting that while art imitates nature, it often does so in abstract or non-literal ways. The imitation Seneca speaks of can be about capturing the essence or principles of nature, not just its appearance. The next time you encounter a work of art or create something yourself, consider Seneca's words. Look for the echoes of nature in the piece. How has the artist captured, transformed, or been inspired by the natural world? By viewing art as an imitation of nature, we can develop a deeper appreciation for human creativity and our environment's wonders. We can approach art and nature with fresh eyes, seeing the interconnectedness of all things. What aspects of nature do you find most inspiring? How might you incorporate these natural elements or principles into your creative endeavors or problem-solving processes? Comment below. For greed, all nature is too little. Seneca. This powerful quote from Seneca cuts to the heart of human desire and its potential for excess. It challenges us to examine our relationship with wanting and having, suggesting that unchecked greed can never be satisfied, even by all the abundance nature provides. Let's explore this idea and see how it can reshape our perspective on contentment and consumption. Imagine greed as a bottomless pit within us. This quote suggests that no matter how much we throw into this pit, wealth, possessions, power, it will never be filled. Even if we had all of nature at our disposal, it wouldn't be enough to satisfy the endless hunger of greed. Here are some everyday examples to illustrate this concept. 1. Consumerism, the constant desire for the newest gadget, even when our current one works perfectly fine. 2. Career ambition, always seeking the next promotion or higher salary, never feeling satisfied with current achievements. 3. Hoarding, collecting items beyond what we can use or enjoy, filling our spaces to the brim. 4. Overexploitation of resources, depleting natural resources for short-term gain, disregarding long-term consequences. 5. Food waste, buying or preparing more than we can consume while others go hungry. 6. Fast fashion, constantly buying new clothes even when our wardrobes are full. 7. Property accumulation, owning multiple homes or vast tracts of land beyond what we can use or maintain. Why is this perspective so important? It promotes self-reflection. It encourages us to examine our desires and what satisfies us. It fosters contentment. Recognizing the insatiability of greed can help us appreciate what we already have. It encourages sustainability. Understanding nature's finite resources can lead to more responsible consumption. It improves relationships. Letting go of greed can help us focus more on people and experiences than possessions. It reduces stress. Constantly wanting more can be exhausting. Contentment brings peace. Here's how you can apply this wisdom in your daily life. 1. Practice gratitude. Regularly acknowledge and appreciate what you already have. 2. Embrace minimalism. Consider whether you really need something before acquiring it. 3. Set meaningful goals. Aim for achievements that bring genuine fulfillment, not just more possessions or status. 4. Connect with nature. Spend time outdoors to appreciate the abundance and beauty already around you. 5. Give to others. Sharing what you have can bring more satisfaction than accumulating more. 6. Reflect on enough. Regularly ask yourself, what is truly enough for me? 7. Seek experiences over things. Invest in memories and relationships rather than material goods. Remember, this quote doesn't suggest that all desire or ambition is bad. It's explicitly addressing greed, the excessive, insatiable desire for more than we need. This perspective can be particularly valuable in our consumer-driven society, where we're constantly bombarded with messages telling us we need more to be happy. It reminds us that true contentment comes from within, not external acquisitions. It's also worth noting that while nature's abundance is vast, it's not infinite. Our greed can have severe consequences for the environment and future generations. The next time you feel the urge to acquire something new, pause and consider Seneca's words. Ask yourself, do I really need this? Will it truly add value to my life? Or am I just feeding an insatiable appetite? We can approach our desires more mindfully by viewing greed as a bottomless pit that even all of nature can't fill. We can focus on cultivating contentment, appreciating what we have, and finding fulfillment in experiences and relationships rather than possessions. What areas of your life might be affected by unchecked greed? How might your life and the world around you improve if you embraced a more contented, less acquisitive approach? Comment below. A sword never kills anybody. It is a tool in the killer's hand. Seneca. This thought-provoking quote from Seneca invites us to explore the nature of responsibility, free will, and the tools we use. It challenges us to look beyond the surface and consider the true source of actions and their consequences. Let's delve into this wisdom and see how it can reshape our understanding of accountability and choice. Imagine a sword as an extension of its wielder's intent. This quote suggests that the true power and responsibility lies not in the tool itself, but in the hands and mind of the person using it. It's a reminder that objects are neutral. Our choices give them purpose, whether constructive or destructive. Here are some everyday examples to illustrate this concept. 1. Technology. A smartphone can connect with loved ones or spread harmful misinformation. 2. Money. Wealth can fund life-saving research or fuel destructive addictions. 3. Words. Language can inspire and heal or hurt and manipulate. 4. Food. Nourishment can be used to fuel our bodies or as a means of unhealthy emotional coping. 5. Social media. Platforms can build communities or become tools for cyberbullying. 6. Education. Knowledge can be used to solve problems or to create more sophisticated ways to exploit others. 7. Physical strength. It can be used to protect or to harm. Why is this perspective so important? It promotes personal responsibility. It reminds us that we are accountable for our actions, not our tools. It encourages critical thinking. It pushes us to look beyond surface-level causes to deeper motivations. It challenges simplistic solutions. It shows that banning or restricting tools alone may not solve underlying issues. It empowers change. Recognizing our role in how tools are used can motivate positive behavioral shifts. It fosters empathy. Understanding that actions stem from human choices can help us address the root causes of harmful behavior. Here's how you can apply this wisdom in your daily life. 1. Reflect on your choices. Consider how you're using the tools in your life. Are they serving positive purposes? 2. Practice mindfulness. Know your intentions when using various tools or technologies. 3. Educate others. Share this perspective to promote thoughtful discussions about responsibility and accountability. 4. Seek understanding. When faced with harmful actions, look beyond the immediate tools to understand underlying motivations. 5. Choose wisely. Be conscious about which tools you bring into your life and how you intend to use them. 6. Develop skills. Focus on cultivating positive traits and skills that will ethically guide your use of tools. 7. Take responsibility. Own your actions and their consequences rather than blaming the tools you use. Remember, this quote doesn't absolve us of the responsibility to regulate dangerous tools. Instead, it reminds us that such regulation must be paired with addressing the human factors behind harmful actions. This perspective can be precious in our current climate of quick blame and simple solutions. It reminds us that lasting change comes from addressing root causes and human behaviors, not just controlling access to tools. It's also worth noting that while tools themselves may be neutral, their design can influence how they're used. Part of our responsibility is to create and choose tools that encourage positive use. The next time you hear about a harmful event, consider Seneca's words. Look beyond the immediate tools involved to the human choices and circumstances behind them. How might this change your understanding of the situation and potential solutions? By viewing tools as extensions of human will rather than independent actors, we can approach problems more holistically. We can focus on education, mental health, and societal factors shaping how people use the available tools. What swords do you wield in your daily life? How might your awareness of your role in wielding these tools change how you use them? How could this perspective shape our approach to more significant societal issues? Death is the wish of some, the relief of many, and the end of all. Seneca. This profound and somewhat somber quote from Seneca invites us to confront one of life's most challenging topics, death. It offers a multifaceted view of how different people perceive and experience the concept of mortality. Let's explore this perspective and how it can deepen our understanding of life and death. Imagine death as a door at the end of a long corridor. Seneca suggests that people approach this door with different attitudes, some eagerly, some with relief, and all inevitably. This quote encourages us to consider our stance towards mortality and how it shapes our lives. Let's break down the three perspectives Seneca presents. 1. The wish of some. For some, death may be desired due to extreme suffering or a sense of having completed their life's purpose. 2. The relief of many. Many may see death as an end to pain, struggle, or the burdens of life. 3. The end of all. Ultimately, death is the universal human experience that awaits us all. Here are some examples to illustrate these perspectives. 1. Terminal illness. Someone with a painful, incurable disease might view death as a release from suffering. 2. Elderly individuals. Some older people who have lived an entire life might accept death peacefully. 3. Caretakers. Those caring for terminally ill loved ones might see death as a bittersweet relief from prolonged struggle. 4. Philosophers. Many thinkers have viewed death as a motivator to live meaningfully. 5. Religious beliefs. Various faiths see death as a transition to an afterlife, influencing how it's perceived. 6. Legacy-focused individuals. Some view death as a deadline that spurs them to make a lasting impact. 7. Nature observers. Seeing death as part of the natural cycle can bring a sense of acceptance. Why is this perspective important? It promotes empathy. Understanding different views on death can help us support others in their struggles. It encourages reflection. Contemplating death can lead to a deeper appreciation of life. It reduces fear. Facing the reality of death can diminish anxiety about it. It motivates purposeful living. Awareness of mortality can inspire us to make the most of our time. It fosters acceptance. Recognizing death's universality can bring a sense of connection to all living things. Here's how you can apply this wisdom in your daily life. 1. Practice gratitude. Appreciate each day, knowing that life is finite. 2. Prioritize meaningfully. Use awareness of mortality to focus on what truly matters to you. 3. Have meaningful conversations. Discuss end-of-life wishes with loved ones to ensure peace of mind. 4. Create a legacy. Consider how you want to be remembered and work towards that. 5. Embrace life fully. Let the certainty of death motivate you to experience life's joys deeply. 6. Show compassion. Be understanding of others' feelings about death and dying. 7. Reflect regularly. Consider your feelings about mortality to gain insight and reduce fear. Remember, this quote doesn't advocate for any particular view of death. Instead, it acknowledges the range of human experiences and attitudes towards our finite existence. This perspective can be treasured in our youth-obsessed, death-denying culture. It reminds us that confronting mortality is a fundamental part of the human experience, one that can lead to more authentic and meaningful living. It's also worth noting that our relationship with death can change over time. Depending on our circumstances and maturity, what seems like the end at one point in life might later be seen as relief or something wished for. The next time you encounter the topic of death, whether in news, art, or personal experience, consider Seneca's words. How do they relate to the situation? How do they relate to your feelings about mortality? We can approach life with greater wisdom and intentionality by viewing death as a complex and universal human experience. We can use our awareness of life's finite nature to live more fully, love more deeply, and positively impact the world.